Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Micro Podcast on Podcasting. And today we're going to be talking about how you can use your podcast as a business builder. That's right, you can use your podcast as a business builder. But I'm going to give you a word of caution. When you are promoting yourself as a coach or a consultant or an author or a singer or an artist or whatever it is that you're an expert at, when you're promoting yourself in your podcast, make sure it doesn't sound like an infomercial. In other words, don't be talking about how great you are, how wonderful you are, and make the whole episode or the whole podcast all about you and how wonderful you are and how you can solve people's problems. People are going to tune out so fast it'll make your head spin. What you want to do is you want to incorporate within your podcast small little drops, little hints at what you do. And at the end of your show, of course, you always want to say, for more information, or if you'd like to work with me, or if you want to sign up for my course or my training, head to blah.com. If I want people to find out how they can work with me as a podcast or YouTube coach, I tell them to go to christineblosdale.com. And I'll make sure that I put a link in the show notes so they don't have to search for it. It's easy. All they got to do is go to the show notes and click on christineblosdale.com. Boom, they come to my website and they can see all my testimonials from clients, all of the work that I've done, and they can contact me to make an appointment. Now, if I want people to buy my book, I'll make sure that I mention the book's website, which is different than mine. Here's a little hint. If you're telling people to go to your website and then you got to have them navigate through a bunch of different pages in order to find the thing that they're looking for, they're going to just leave and not give you any business and not purchase anything. The best thing to do if you have a particular book like this, I have a website called ittybittypodcastbook.com. It's pretty simple to remember. And when they go right to that page where they can purchase it in a paperback form or the Kindle version. Giving your listeners directions and clear-cut directions on how they can get a course or how they can buy your book or how they can sign up to be a client of yours or how to get a free consultation. That is a great way. Make sure you give them directions and give them a proper link. Now, that said, a wonderful way to get new clients. If you're a coach or a consultant, in your podcast show, at some point, after you've bedazzled them with your wit and wisdom and expertise, you can offer them a complimentary strategy session. That is a great way for them to, number one, reach out to you and book that appointment. Number two, it's an opportunity for you to actually talk to that person and see if you want to work with them in the first place. Now, when we're using our podcast as a business builder, there's a couple different things that you want to think about. When you're creating your podcast, think of each episode as a possible future business builder. In other words, think of each episode as possibly a module in a course or a chapter in a book. You can take those episodes, get the transcriptions done, and you can create an ebook or make a paperback book, or you can use those episodes and the content within those episodes as modules in a course. Once you start gaining a fan base for your podcast show, another thing you can do is invite your listeners to interact with you. Zoom features wonderful technology where you can invite people to join you virtually online and have a chit chat. Maybe you can tell them to give you feedback on your show. It's a great way to build community, and it's a wonderful way to give your listeners a little something extra. When you're having that Zoom meeting and you're talking to all those great people who love you already, then you can also drop the fact that you're a coach or a consultant or that you have a product or service that might benefit them. Now, there's so many ways you can use a podcast as a business builder. I couldn't cover them all in a micro podcast. But if you want more tips and tricks and you want to reach out to me, you know how to get me. Go to christineblosdale.com and I'll tell you some other ways on how you can use your podcast as a business builder. Well, that's all we have time for today. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this podcast so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. Until next time, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Micro Podcast on Podcasting.